The Crucian life, the Crucian love, the Crucian blood, the Crucian way runs deep. And it runs beyond the islands. And there is something to be said about being of island blood. In this country, there's no like, you can only check the box African American or black, right? There's no like Crucian American, Jamaican American, you know, like we're getting there sort of. But for right now, it's just kind of a blanket thing. So it's really great when we get a chance to say no actually, to be specific. So my first poem is entitled Crucian Water. Crucian water calls me. I can pray in the shallow between the beach and the coral for hours. Lay my prayers against Yemoja's tongue and wait to be lifted. Crucian water is like that. Always baptismal, always mineral full, a looking glass that shows clean to the bottom of the hulls of ships. I watch the waters at night. No aquarium conjures like this. The sea turtles twist beneath the pier with certain glide, fish that sweep and glow, ready for the night sky cast full of stars. A virgin island, where industry hasn't dusted its dirty hand or wrung its rot in any river. I tumble out onto the pier at midnight, catch a cousin hanging around sometimes. Frederiksted is beautiful at night. I walk cobblestone streets collected by the Danish and stolen by the United States. Wind warm and misleading. This is where the first rebellion began. On this pier, says my cousin Troy, St. Croix forced the hand of abolition first. It was the enslaved people that rushed them, outnumbered them, and then outmaneuvered. They demanded freedom and were heeded. Before ships carrying enslaved people reached the mainland, America, they would first stop in the Virgin Islands to drop off the leaders, those who rebelled aboard the ships, those who organized others and moved with stealth. It accounts for our demeanor and attitude, the music and the violence of our hands scrambling in the tongue. The language is our own. You can speak Crucian or Yankin, but they are not the same thing. I born mainland speak Yankin. My Crucian leans. When I go home, I want my teeth to clap and stomp with muscle lip, music on every note, not with an American clamor in the back of my throat. It's all really in the water, the lull of ocean and sand. The legacy is in its rhythm, the comfort of knowing that I too am made of her image takes me home. St. Croix, I love you. Dedicated that one to my cousins Troy and Jimmy. I want to say something that I should have said first. So when you came in, we were watching a film that was playing on loop, and that film was called Wonder Woman. It's an independent film by Awilda Laura Rodriguez. And I'm grateful that we got an opportunity to share that with everybody this evening. So the next piece I have about making love to island women, making love in St. Croix. This piece is entitled Clitoral. It is truly the gayest poem I have. 1. She is wrapped in daybreak, my tongue rolling over cotton sheets. The smell of her teasing saunters into muffled breaths, whispering promises that couldn't possibly be true too. Why now? It is always more pleasing when she doesn't want you. The hunt for temptations beckon, the slip of fingers and lazy nights dreaming possibility. 3. She is cold and reckless with my intentions. And I wait for your memory to sting my lips. Suck like this is the only way to remember anything. See, you don't know me, and I don't care. My soul sings for this moment, hopes for it, and prays with you in the end, when the sounds of surrender ring the windowsill for. You don't need me to remember you. You hope I will fade into rude abstraction when the sun peaks. But for now, in this breath, we are in love. We are setting off on the journey between quaking thighs, and I am everything you've ever wanted to feel. But tomorrow is coming. 5. I gather her thighs beneath me and pull her waist close, split her gently, spur the ridges lightly till she opens wide and falls without fear, till she clenches my locks in step with the rhythm. She is sweet and sweat and stirring in the places that my tongue falls. I slip myself into her and dream, sucking and pushing harder with each turn. 6. I want her to beg. I want to prostrate myself before her. She wants me to believe, and she wants me to forget. Thank you for that. It's, it's still very closeted in the islands. So if you meet a woman or you are engaged in seeing someone or dating someone on the islands, oftentimes it has to be a secret, and oftentimes if it's not a serious thing that's going to turn into a marriage, everybody just wants it to disappear. So, and that's what I have to say about that. So, the great thing about St. Croix and being from the Virgin Islands is that you never know when somebody's going to show up, right from where you are, who knows your family. And I've had the delightful experience of meeting, learning to love, and becoming family with Giselle Robinson. Giselle Robinson passed a few years ago. And we met performing in the National Poetry Slam in Denver, Colorado, at the Women of the World Poetry Slam competition in the rain. I just heard her talking. And I said, I know that accent. And very rarely do you hear like a Crucian accent, or anything with the Virgin Islands, and it's very distinct. And I was like, might you be from St. Croix or St. Thomas? And she said, yes. And I said, do you happen to know the Schusters? And she said, yes, that's my family name. And I said, which Schusters do you know? I know Lowell and Rita Schuster, which is my aunt and uncle. And I said, really, how well do you know them? She said, I grew up next door. Our families have been friends for generations. I grew up on the stateside, I never met them. And what are the chances of us finding each other in the middle of the rain, in the middle of Denver, Colorado, at a Women of the World Poetry Slam competition, and becoming amazing friends, and we were inseparable until she transitioned a few years ago. She's a brilliant poet. She's from St. Thomas, and I'm going to share one of her final pieces from her final album, Red Pepper and Rum Sauce. Giselle Robinson. Thank you.
1. My 6th grade teacher helped me fill out my first US school lunch form. She told me to put my X for race in the box marked other. I cried all night. 2. No, I am not from Jamaica. Don't get it twisted. I love Jamaica, or I'm sure I would if I ever went there. Half the time when Jamaicans speak, even I don't know what they say. 3. Color blindness is a myth. When my niece was 3, she announced, she and daddy were brown, mommy and sis were gray. She wasn't blind, we just never taught her hate. 4. Texas is my home now. It has given me poetry and I will forever be thankful. But they think I have an accent? It took me 3 days to learn how to say urban urware. They say my accent is a prop, to which I say urban urware. 5. To the next woman that thinks about asking me if black men have bigger dicks, go check for yourself, they don't bite. 6. In the British Virgin Islands, all business must be majority owned by a belonger. That means a person or their parents bonding. I come from Rock City, St. Thomas, USVI, where every foreigner is free to come in and buy what used to belong to we, where we, La FEMA and Kmart, park 2 cars in front of a wood shop and still can't see how much we pay for free. My rock is 3 miles wide by 13 miles long, and damn near none of it still belongs to we. Now, neither Texas nor Arizona is running low on land, so y'all don't be so goddamn mean. 7, I am not an other. 8, I like to pretend that poets are colorblind. 9, when my classmates went to college in the States, they learned what color they were, then brought hate home. Thank you. 10, I was 34 the first time I voted for US President. I didn't change citizenship, just zip code. My 85-year-old father on the rock has never been able to vote for president, but he was a drill sergeant in Puerto Rico during the Korean War, so those young men could learn how to fight and die in English. 11, at home, a bottle of rum, $2, a 6-pack of Coke, 5, 6 plum tomatoes, 9. Frenchy fisherman come to your house, truck bed full of fish. Choose your own, scales, tails, and all. The rest on the beach will chop the coconut top for you. Rum, $2 a bottle. 12, spent my 20th year in Savannah. They were brazen, yes, no whispering behind my back. They asked me straight, honey, what color are you anyhow? My answer then is my answer now. I eat pepper sauce to keep my words hot. I fuck to the rhythm of the iron. My lullabies are played on steel. You tell me, what color is that?
Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you so much for listening to me and my family experience. I appreciate that. So coming up next to the stage, we're going to keep it rolling with the goodness and the genius. We have Kay Williams. Kay is a creative living in the Bay Area. They will be presenting their project Talawa, a piece honoring her young daughter's journey through medical adversity. Kay hails from Jamaican and Guyanese parents, and her ancestry speaks through her artistic expression. Y'all put your hands together. Welcome strongly and lovingly.